Your property might look like a gold mine to a builder, but what if there are invisible issues that could quietly cut its value in half? I've seen this happen many times. A homeowner thinks their big lot or unique zoning guarantees them a high sales price. But when the offers come in, they're lower than expected or worse. The buyer comes back months later asking for a major price reduction. Today, I want to show you why that happens and how the right guidance can protect you from leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. Over the years, I've met countless property owners who feel confident their land should be worth a fortune. After all, it's a large lot, or it's in a great location, or maybe it has zoning that allows more than one home. On paper, it looks like a jackpot. But here's the problem. There are often hidden site conditions that aren't visible to the naked eye. These can make the property much less attractive or much more expensive for a builder to develop. And if you don't know about them, you're negotiating blind. Let's start with soils. To most homeowners, dirt is dirt, but not all soils are equal. If your property has peat or soft soils, it can be unstable. Builders may need expensive engineering or specialized foundations just to make the site buildable. Here's an example from a city's GIS map. To you, the yard looks perfectly normal, but to a builder, that soil type can add tens of thousands of dollars in costs. That money they'll subtract from the offer price. Next, streams and wetlands. This one surprises a lot of people. You might see what looks like a small drainage ditch running along the edge of your property, but the county or city may classify that ditch as a fish-bearing stream. And that means setbacks, often 50 to 100 feet or more, where no building can occur. So what looks like a harmless little ditch can take away a large portion of your buildable area. Builders catch this right away. Most sellers never see it coming. Another common issue is steep slopes. To a homeowner, it just may look like a nice hill in the backyard, but regulators treat slopes over 40% as critical area. That triggers large setbacks and engineering requirements. On a map, you can actually see entire shaded zones that become off limits for building. And again, it doesn't look like a problem when you're standing on the property, but it can absolutely kill the value for a developer. Finally, riparian corridors and other environmental overlays. These exist to protect local lakes, tributaries, and habitats. And while they serve as an important environmental purpose, they also create development restrictions that most homeowners don't realize until it's too late. These kind of restrictions can feel frustrating because they're not always obvious when you walk the property. And here's something most homeowners don't realize. Just because your home is already here doesn't mean the same rules apply today. 30 or 40 years ago, the rules were much looser. Homes were built on steep slopes, right next to wetlands, or even in areas with poor soils. Back then, those developments were approved without much pushback. But environmental laws almost always move in one direction, stricter. Every 5 years or so, cities and counties update their codes. Buffers get bigger, setbacks increase, and more get classified as critical. So while your existing home might have been allowed decades ago, adding another unit, splitting the lot, or increasing density today may be completely off the table. Builders know this. They run feasibility studies based on the rules now, not what was allowed in the past. And this is where sellers often run into trouble. You think your property should be worth a lot because of its lot size or zoning. But when these hidden restrictions come into play, the offers you get are far lower than you expected. In some cases, buyers will come in with what looks like a great offer on paper, tie up your property for months, and then, after running their due diligence, come back with a much lower price. Other times, the offers are low right from the start, which leaves sellers frustrated and confused. Either way, you lose time and money. This is why selling to a developer is not the same as selling to a traditional home buyer. It's not enough just to put a sign in the yard and hope for the best. You need someone who understands how builders evaluate a site and what restrictions matter most. And most importantly, which buyers will see the value despite those restrictions. Most agents simply don't have the skill set. It's not something you pick up selling traditional homes. It takes years of experience working with builders and studying development feasibility. If you own a property that might have development potential, don't go at it alone. I've helped homeowners sell for hundreds of thousands more by identifying what's really possible, what's not, and which buyers are willing to pay the most despite these hidden challenges. Before you accept an offer, or worse, sign one that looks good but falls apart later, reach out. I offer a free consultation to help you understand your property's true value and who the right buyer really is. It could save you months of frustration and a lot of money. Just click the link in the description to get started.